What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY in the overall market. We'll talk about why tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day as we have more data coming out, which you should be watching for as time goes on. But just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. Anyways, as far as Tesla is going, just note that I had this very, very large trend line that was drawn out. So as you guys can see, we are still holding this support. If we go all the way back on Tesla, we have this large blue trend line. And as of right now, we're holding this support. We bounced off this once, twice. This was the third time we tested it right over here in early January. And then just yesterday, we saw Tesla test this again. It's holding so far. So thus far, support is holding on Tesla. And typically, this does lead to a bounce in the share price unless we end up losing critical support. So I'll talk more about those levels in just a couple of minutes. I first want to talk about what's happening for tomorrow. So as a reminder, today is Thursday. The stock market is closed in commemoration of Jimmy Carter's funeral. I want to send lots of honor and condolences to Jimmy Carter's family. He is a former president of the United States, and he just passed away. So, I just want to wish the best for everyone that's involved. Anyways, the market's going to open again tomorrow. Okay, and 1 hour before the market opens, we have unemployment numbers coming out. Then we also have lots of payrolls data. We have non-farm, governmental, and manufacturing payrolls data. So look for some volatility when all this data comes out. But the main piece of data, the biggest thing is going to be the unemployment rate. That's going to give us a big overall picture of how the numbers are looking, how the labor market is looking, which is going to be affecting the Fed's policies. So make sure you pay very close attention to that 1 hour before market open for tomorrow. That's going to have a big effect on the way the market ends up moving. Now, just know something else. As far as the market goes, there's very minor earnings coming out for today and tomorrow. We do have Delta Airlines announcing earnings before market open tomorrow, but earnings this week are very quiet. We start to get big bank earnings next week. Then we have big tech earnings starting in about 2 weeks from now. So things get very serious over the next couple of weeks for earnings. For now, we just have Delta Airlines for tomorrow. And the last thing is this. As far as SPY goes, just know that SPY has over 340 plus thousand of these calls expiring, and we have over 600,000 plus puts expiring with the 1.21 put to call ratio and 590 at max pain. So the majority positions are in puts. We'll see what that leads to. Could that lead to a squeeze? We'll see about that. There is some good news that came out for Tesla. Mercedes has signed a Tesla supercharging deal, and that's going to give Tesla a bigger edge now. Mercedes EVs are now going to get supercharger access in February. That's a great piece of news. That's going to give them access to over 20,000 Tesla superchargers in the US and Canada. I think that's awesome news, but the Canadian ones are going to get access later in 2025. The US ones get them as soon as next month. That is bullish news, great news for Tesla, giving them a lot more exposure. Let's hope this helps with the share price. We'll see if that ends up being the case. But if anything, I think that's, it's a good piece of news for them, at least moving forward. So, with that being said, although the overall demand for Tesla superchargers is going to go up, I think that this is going to generate more revenue, and this is a good piece of news. So what do I see for the share price? It's very simple, guys. We either break structure or we don't, and in this case, we're trying to hold this blue trend line of support right over here around this 388 zone. If Tesla loses 388, we're looking for a move back down to about 385. If that fails us, we could be dumping all the way down to the lower 380s. If we're bullish and we hold support, we need to see Tesla get back above 395. If we hold above that, we're looking for attempts to get back up to 402 and eventually 411. Now, looking at the fact that, okay, the last 4 times we hit the trend line, if I go all the way back on the chart for the last couple of months, we hit support here, we bounced. We hit support here, we bounced, right? When we touched the blue trend line. Look what happened the last time we hit it back in January, right? Early January. We touched the trend line, we consolidate, then we bounced. We touched the trend line, so that makes me think we should consolidate and try to bounce as the most likely possibility. Try to get back up to 402 plus and eventually 411. So I lean a little bit more bullish. As long as we hold this trend, this should try to rebound, but we'll see just to be safe. As far as SPY goes, we have a very similar setup. Now, keep in mind that SPY is a little bit different because we have a much larger head and shoulders. So if you look at the share price, for example, we have a left shoulder here, we have a head up here, then we have this right shoulder. Unfortunately, SPY still has that, but we haven't lost structure. So if SPY loses 588 or so, we're looking for a move to 585. If that fails us, we dump all the way down to 580 or below. if we bounce off the trend line, this blue trend line right over here, you want to see SPY hold 588. As long as that holds, we're looking for a bounce to 592 and eventually 595. Looking at the facts that we touched the trend line here, bounced. We touched it again, we dipped a bit, then bounced. We touched it here, dipped a bit, then we could be bouncing again. I find that to be the most likely possibility. Of course, when it comes to excuse me, guys, I apologize. Of course, when it comes to Tesla and the others, it depends on the unemployment numbers. It depends on what we end up getting from all this data. But for now, I just want to say that I am still favoring that we're going to try to get a bounce right here looking at this trend line. So I favor 592 to 595 on SPY. We'll see if we hold support just to be safe. So watch those levels very closely. For ES, real quick, as long as we don't lose 59.30 to dump towards 5900 and 58.80, we favor a move back up to about 59.64, then eventually 59.80. So I hope we try to get some kind of bounce right here. We'll see if that ends up being the case or not. But overall, I think we're holding support quite well. We need to base at 59.30 to try to get that bounce. I do lean a little bit more in favor of that, but we'll see just to be safe. Nvidia is looking weaker, but we got to hold our 200 EMA as a key support at a 137.68. As long as we hold this, we could see an attempt to get back above 140 to 142. If that breaks, we're looking for 145. If we lose 137, we're looking for a dump to 135. I'm hoping that we hold support and we go back up above 142. For Bitcoin, we're technically on a downtrend, but we got to hold support at 92,000. As long as that holds, we're looking for 93,000 plus. It's trying to base here, so that's a good sign for Bitcoin. Let me just go over three more, then I'll conclude the video. For NQ, we must hold support right here at 21,250. If that holds, we could try to bounce for 21,400. If we lose that, we're looking for a dip towards 21,000 flat. So I'm hoping we hold support. For the QQQ, we got to hold this key support here. So look at the fact that we hit our 200 EMA or neared. We dipped a bit, then bounced. Here we hit the 200 EMA, we dipped a bit, then bounced. Here we hit the 200 EMA, we dipped a little bit, and we have to see if we bounce off of the red line right there, the 200 EMA at 512. If we lose 512 on the QQQ, we're looking for 507. And as long as we hold 512, we're looking for a bounce for 517 and eventually 519. I'm hoping we hold 512 and try to get back up to 517 to 519. I find that to be the most likely possibility. So let's hope we hold support and we'll see how things end up going. Last but not least, we have Aapl. Aapl needs to hold 241. That's our 200 EMA. If we don't hold this, we're going down to 238. If we hold this, we're bouncing for 244. I'm hoping we get that bounce to 244 because our 200 EMA is known for being a strong support. Like right over here, there were times where it held that as support. So let's hope we hold 244, 241 and go back up to 244, and we'll see how things end up going. Obviously, guys, I'm not a fortune teller. It depends on this unemployment data. We'll see what that leads to. But looking at the fact that Tesla, SPY, and the others are holding their key supports, I'm hoping we get some kind of bounce. I'm hoping that that's the most likely possibility as long as we hold support. So I do lean a bit more in that direction. But just to be safe, we'll watch our levels and we'll see what happens with the data just in case. With that being said, I thank you for listening. Have a good rest of your day, guys. I thank you all so much for the kind messages. I am still a little bit under the weather. I still have a common cold, but I'm still, you know, I'm still recovering. I'm still improving every single day. I'm doing much better now than yesterday, and I just hope that I continue to recover, and then I can record and upload more videos for you guys just to give you guys as much support as possible. I thank you all with all my heart. I really appreciate you guys for your kind words and for all of you guys' attention and views and for all of the kind messages that you guys send me. I appreciate everything. And with that being said, I really just hope for the best for everyone. Thank you for listening. Have a good rest of your day. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow for another update. Thank you. Get ready for the unemployment data coming out for tomorrow morning. Enjoy the rest of the break for today as the market does not have trading. And I'll be back very soon with another update. Thank you for listening and peace out.